Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How are we doing? Hey, well, we're in here, and I'm going to start the day off with a bit of fucking waffle. Thank you, mother, for the koi fish. Anyway, what am I up to today? Well, apart from the tank going through its Easy Pod clean, I've got to get some tanking slurry put on the tow side tank. But first, as I have said before, I will talk about the Tempest in a moment. I will get that done out of the way. This is my personal views on that filter and what I think you should and what you think you shouldn't do with it as well. So, that being said, what an awesome fucking day we had yesterday. Absolutely amazing. Oh, I've got some cracking fish. Can't wait to get some size on them babies. So, on that note, I'm going to flick you around. We'll have a chat about the Tempest, because it ain't going to be long. Trust me. And then I'm going to put you lot down for a little while. Going to get on with some shit, and then I'll come back to you. So yeah, the Evolution Aqua Tempest. The cause of many an argument and many a discussion, not just on YouTube, but from what I've been informed on Facebook as well. But do I think it's worth 250 quid? Well, I didn't buy it. My mum bought this for me, so I couldn't say no when she turned up and went, here's a present for you. But I personally wouldn't pay 250 quid for this. And that's not because it doesn't work. Once that media is mature, it does exactly what it fucking says on the tin. It polishes the water. Would I use it as a standalone filter? Yes, but I'd have to make some changes. And what I mean about that is, if you're going to use this as a standalone filter, like EA tells you it can be used, then the first thing I would do is I would bin the slide valves. And the reason for that is, as you know, when I first got the Tempest, I did some tests and stuff with it concerning using an air pump. People, if you do not want to end up having to replace your slide valves and the non-return valve that's down there on the bottom, do not, for fuck's sakes, do what I did and connect it up to an air pump. The reason being is because right at the start, before I realised that you had to have the top slide valve open for it to actually move when you connected an air pump to it, it's blown the seals on my fucking slide valve. And I've had to replace that, the non-return valve, because it blew the rubbers on that. So, yes, it can be used as a standalone filter for small grow-ons. The way I look at it, it would be perfect. But in order to clean it properly, you would have to use an air pump, because the amount of times you would have to boil it on its own setup with a small body of water, you'd be better off paying the extra money and getting one of them, or paying half the money and building one you fucking self. But to be put on the end of a filter system, it's absolutely perfect. It does exactly what it says on the tin. And once that media is mature, it boils bloody well. In fact, shut that one, turn that off, shut that one, open the valve, and you can see for yourself. And then, as most of the people know that watch my channel, once it hits that point, there's no point having it bubbling away anymore. So I just purge it straight to waste. That being said, if you're going to have a Tempest, then I would suggest, if you're going to have it outside, that you build some kind of cabinet or give it some kind of covering, because collects algae like a motherfucker, and once it's covered in algae, you can't see if the K1 is dirty or not. K1 plus. Hang on, phone's ringing. Who is it? Oh, it's the gummy koi keeper, so I'll come back to you in a second. Right, as I was saying before Chris interrupted me, algae grows inside this like a motherfucker, and once it does, you can't tell if it needs cleaning or not. That's why this section is covered. One, because I wanted to keep it a little bit warmer. Two, I never got round to doing the top bit. And three, between the bottom of the P and the top of the T is the only real area you need to see, because your water line is about here and then your media is here. If you let that media fill up past that T with shit, it's going to take you a lifetime to get it clean. Hence why this gets dropped on a daily or every other day basis at the moment, because it's cold. Every third day, you know, because there's hardly anything going in there at the moment. But when it goes back to spring and summer feeding, then it will be dumped on a daily, just like the Easy Pod, the homemade Easy Pod, that is. So looks like that's ready to dump for its first dump, and then I'll do another boil, and then that can be going away. So I'm going to put you down for a little while, and I'm going to crack on, guys. Well folks, there's coat number 1 done, and fuck me, this shit is fucking hard to paint. I've got to do a second coat tomorrow as well. Well, I will do, as long as my wrist hasn't swollen up, but it even makes my fucking rendering look good. So, now I'll leave that, and I'm going to plod along out in the front garden. Well, that's that cleaned, then fed, and I've been thinking about when I do the remodel in here, and when I shift stuff about, I was offered another Apex Koi shower from Gary from Pond and Garden. One of these things, fucking piece of shit. One of the worst things I ever bought. £160, 160, fucking get your fucking teeth in. £160 worth of crap. And I'm sat there thinking to myself the other night, why would you want another one of what you've already got that you don't fucking like? Which is a good point. So, Gary, I'm ever so sorry, but I am going to have to pass on the shower, because I'm going to create something different. I'm going to try and create my own shower that has its own upflow unit that feeds it. So, yes, we will get more on that one later, once I start sitting down and doing some sketches. But yeah, not as if I haven't got enough fucking issues and problems and jobs to get done this year. I mean, it just, the list keeps adding. But again, it's another glorious day. Look at it. Big kiddies are happy. Looking spanking as ever. So yeah, I'm now going to bugger off out the front garden, but whether I whether I put my waders on and do the filter, or if I make up a mix, I'm not sure yet, but I will get back to you very shortly. Well, my cupcakes, the old body put a stop to that. My wrist is absolutely howling at me. Oh, my word. But I got my new waders on, and I'm going to get in the tank or the pond, body of water, and I'm going to start sorting out this veg filter here, get rid of some of that stinky fucking flint and replace it for some good old fashioned alpha grog. So yeah, that's the plan now. Fucking body, I don't know. So yeah, on that note, I'm going to put you lot down, put my music back on, and I'm going to crack on. Well, that's muddied the bottom up of there, isn't it, cupcakes? But I got rid of all the dirty flint, got the new plants in, alpha grogs in, new sponges are in there for the minute, so I can clear this back up. Once it's cleared back up, it can be taken out. But on that note, I got to go and clean them. My feet are freezing, so I will take this chance to say thank you all for watching. Thank you all for subscribing, and if you haven't, you know what to do. And on that one, I will catch you all on the next one.